Hi, and welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to just paint in my sketchbook. I was doing a little bit more of this in my last video, but since I started sketchbooking again, I realized it's been a really long time since I've painted any kind of like Studio Ghibli scenes, and that's kind of how I really got back into painting a few years ago, was by following the Studio Ghibli scenes and just kind of practicing and learning from it. And so I thought it would be nice to kind of spend a little bit of time trying to kind of go backwards a little bit and follow a reference. And honestly, this was really helpful. There was a lot of technique that I kind of learned, and color, and especially with this first one that I started. I wanted to do something with kind of dense foliage because I have been kind of doing a lot more of that recently, and so I thought it would be nice to kind of practice something that's somewhat similar to my style and see what I can learn from it. I chose to reference images from Spirited Away. It's my favorite Ghibli film. I love it so much. And I know, I feel like that's what everyone says. Everyone says it's Spirited Away, but really, I just love it so much. I picked up this book a couple of years ago, and I decided to kind of pull it back out again. I also got a Nausicaa one kind of recently, and I was thinking about painting something from that, but as soon as I picked up the Spirited Away one, I was like, yep, this is what I have to reference. This is a scene right before Chihiro and her family actually get to the tunnel, and it's where she points out the little shrines as they're passing through. And so right now I'm just kind of blocking in colors and shapes just to kind of get started. It's usually around this stage where I can see the painting developing. I think that when I first started getting into gouache, or really just painting in general, I felt like I had to do like every section at once, and I definitely now, it makes it a lot easier for me if I can just go ahead and put all the color down. If I can just kind of block out, okay, I know that this is going to be generally this color, and this is going to be this is going to be that. Just, it helps to kind of, I don't know, for me, it works as like a roadmap, and I can see, I can see what the painting is going to be. I can see the painting's potential, and then once I start filling in details, then obviously that's when it really comes together a lot better. But yeah, the middle stage is the hardest because it's definitely the hardest to tell where it's going to come. But then once you get past that middle stage, you start adding in those details that really tell you, okay, yeah, this is the painting. This is what I'm trying to create. And everything really finally takes shape after all of the trying. It's nice. So I was really happy with how this one turned out. Definitely not an exact copy, which is fine. I never really try to go for an exact copy, but it turned out pretty good, and I actually learned a lot from that first study. Now, for my second study, I am painting a scene that I've actually painted before. I painted it when I first started getting into gouache. It is the scene where Chihiro, No Face, and I can't remember the name of the little mouse, well, I guess the baby and the little bird are on the train, and they're heading to Yubaba's sister's house. And obviously there's so many beautiful scenes to kind of choose from in this moment, but one that always sticks out to me is the scene where this little tiny house is on this little island with this one single tree. It's so beautiful. And I gotta say, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself with this study, which is so silly. Because I painted this before when I first got into gouache, I kept telling myself, I was like, oh, well, this is going to be 10 times better because I've been painting with gouache for a few years now. And I think I kind of just worked with it too quickly, and I don't know, I think I went in with almost too much confidence. I like how it turned out, but there's definitely elements that I'm like, I could have taken my time a little bit more with it. But I do love how the little house turned out and everything. Like, I like how the painting turned out. It was hard to see this one through. So this is another example of just keep going and trust the process, because yeah, I can't tell you how many times I started painting and halfway through I'm like, I hate this. I want to punch it. I want to get rid of this painting. I want to throw it away. But if I can just keep working through it, then I usually am happy with the results. I feel like this painting really started to come together when I started adding in all the shadows and stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm happy with how it turned out, but I think I'm definitely gonna study more scenes again, because this was a really helpful kind of practice session for me. I think it's good to, maybe once a week just sit in my sketchbook and look at references and learn different things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it comforting or relaxing, or maybe you learned something from it. I really enjoyed doing this, and I want to make a habit of doing it again more often. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.